So what I want you guys to do is we're gonna write this function down. F of x is equal to the absolute value of x. And then we're going to transform that to g of x is equal to 3 times the absolute value of x plus 2 minus 1. Okay? And so I know, because I paid attention in my math classes and took good notes and listened to my teachers, that the absolute value, well, first of all, let's look at this formula here. We said that h of x, well, let me change that. I shouldn't do it that way. We know that y is equal to a times the absolute value of x minus h plus k. Okay? And we also know that the vertex is the h comma k. And we also know, what did I say a was? It's plus or minus the slope. Right? I know that. So what does that mean? Well, let's look at this one. What's the slope here? Well, there's a 1, right? In other words, can I rewrite this f of x? Isn't this, I'm going to rewrite it, and then I'm going to ask you if it's the same. X minus 0 plus 0. So then that means that a equals 1, h equals 0, k equals 0. So my vertex is 0, comma 0. So what this means is I'm going to have a vertex here, and I'm going to have a line that has a slope of 1. And then I'm going to have a line that, I'm going to have a line that has a slope of negative 1. How's it negative? It's running downhill if you read it from left to right. Now, I'm just sketching it, so it doesn't look perfectly symmetrical, but keep in mind I'm sketching it. Yes?
Why do you write down the m equals 1 for the slope?
Why do I write that down?
Yeah, like what does the m stand for?
M stands for, so the inventor, it's a good question. The inventor of, and inventor is not quite the right word, but the person that came up with analytical geometry is René Descartes. René Descartes is French. The word for modify, or the word in French for change, is actually a variation of modify. It's a modification, but it literally means change. Slope is the rate of change. So we use the letter M because René Descartes used the letter M. Does that make sense? Because in French, I think it's like modifico or something like that. Some French word or something like that. Anyways, so that's a good question. Now, let's graph the transformed function. So I'm going to incorporate a grid, and I'm going to show you what this will look like, and you'll be like, wow, Mr. Adams, you're a wizard. Well, duh. XY plane. Quit talking. Unless you got 100% on your homework assignment, you really shouldn't be talking. Keep in mind, I look at your grades.
Matthew. Quiet, Matt. Matt, jump up. That's pretty cool. You're a wizard.
That's what I'm saying.
I know.
All right. So first things first, let's label some things. I know for a fact that the slope of this is what? Plus or minus 3, because that's what A is. A is equal to 3. What's my H value? Negative 2. Why? Because it's minus h. In order for me to have this plus, I really am saying minus 2. Am I not?
No.
Get on my level. What is k?
-1.
-1. So my vertex is what? -2, comma, -1. So I'm going to come over here, -2 down, -1. That's my vertex. Now, my slope is +3 versus -3. So I'm going to go up 1, 2, 3 over 1. From there, I'm going to go up 1, 2, 3 over 1. From there, I'm going to go up 1, 2, 3 over 1. And then I'm going to draw a line through those points. From that vertex, I'm going to go up 3 and then go to 1 unit the other direction, go 1 unit the other direction, up 3 over 1, up 3 over 1. I'm going to draw a line through those points. That is the graph of g of x. I transformed it based on what I know about the absolute value of x. That's the graph from the top of the dome. Bars. Now watch what happens when I plug this in the calculator. By the way, while I'm waiting for my calculator to load, everybody should get their calculator. But what? Tell me a couple of things. What is this? What is this point right here? This point right here is the vertex, and that is -2, comma, -1. What is this point right here? It is -1, comma, 2. What is this point right here? This is -3, comma, 2. Then from here, I've got 0, comma, 5, right? Because if I go up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Over here, I've got -4, comma, 5. Those are points on the graph that I just sketched from the top of my head because I learned how to transform functions. All right, let's plug it in and see what we have. So I'm going to go to y equals. I'm going to clear all this stuff out. Clear, 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 clear. And I'm going to say 3 times the absolute value of x plus 2 minus 1. Now, just to make sure that I got it right, this looks like -10 to +10. So that's zoom standard on your thing. So hit zoom standard. You guys should be doing this at home. I said it's a phrase from a game show. Now, I'm zoomed in a little bit over here, but look at, what is this, 1, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9? Look at it. This is the graph. Now, if I hit trace 0, comma 5, what happens if I plug in, say, -1? At 2. What happens if I plug in -3? I'm at 2. What happens if I plug in -4? I'm at 5. What happens if I plug in -2? I'm at -1. All the points are the same. Okay? All of the points are the same. That's what you need to be able to do on your test when you go to take your test. You need to be able to do that and verify it with the calculator. But I think when you go to do your homework, you guys struggle to do it even with the calculator because you're not even paying attention when I show you how to do it on the calculator. I'm not mad. I'm trying to make your lives a little easier. Okay? When I say grab your calculator and plug it into the calculator, that's why. I'm trying to help you be able to, because Mr. Adams could have made a mistake. I could have counted the numbers wrong, maybe got my X and Y backwards. That's why I give you the calculator, because if I plugged it in the calculator and I made a mistake, I'd be like, oh, I switched the X and Y, or I counted one too many spaces up or something, right? Okay, that's it for that one.